Okay, welcome to part 2 of this sub-Phatty tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to look at the filter and the envelope section. In the last one we looked at the oscillators, so if you want to go back and watch that one first, that might be helpful. Otherwise, let's get going. So the first thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to press the Activate Panel button, and now we're hearing the sound how the synth is currently set up. Before we do anything, we want to reset the synth to just a standard setting, so that we know we're not getting effects from sections that we don't want. So the envelopes, we'll start with these. We want to put everything to the left apart from sustain, which you can turn full. So do the same for both. Okay, now the filter section. We want to put the filter big knob all the way to the right, fully open, multi-drive all the way to the left, resonance to the left, keyboard amount to the left, and EG amount, put that in the middle, so it's on 0. We'll turn everything to the left in the mixer, and we'll just make sure that the modulation wheel is all the way down, so we're not affecting anything with the modulation LFO. Okay, so now if you play, probably won't have any sound. So at this point you want to turn up oscillator 1. Now you've got some sound. We'll just set it to a sawtooth wave, which is the second one, and we'll set it on the lowest octave. Okay, we'll turn up the sub oscillator to about 10, and we'll turn up oscillator 2 to 10. And we'll have oscillator 2 on a sawtooth as well, on the same octave. Make sure your hard sync button is off, and just going to slightly detune it. Okay, so basically we've just got a couple of sawtooth waves stacked on top of each other, slightly detuned. So now let's have a closer look at the filter section. So I'm just going to zoom in. Okay, so the filter section, the first thing you'll see is your massive cutoff dial. So this is a low pass filter. When you've got it fully open to the right, it's allowing all the frequencies to pass through. So as we start to turn it to the left, you'll just hear those cut out, and it will only pass through the low frequencies. So you'll get more of a sub-bass sound. Multi-drive is the next switch you might look at. This is kind of like an overdrive. You'll just hear it boost the sound. Next up you've got resonance. So what this does is at the point of the cutoff, so wherever you've got this, it will actually increase the amplitude there. And if you turn it really high, you'll get that high pitch signature squealing sound. Then you turn the dial, and get those sorts of sounds. Okay, the EG amount, that's the envelope generator amount. So this is how much the filter is affected by the envelope, the filter envelope up here, which we're going to look at in a second. And the keyboard amount, this is how much the pitch of the keys affects the actual filter. It's a bit harder to notice on this setting, but try it on other settings and you'll just hear it might get a bit brighter as you turn it to the right. Okay, so now let's look at the envelopes. So we've got two envelopes. We've got an amplitude envelope and a filter envelope. Let's look at the filter envelope. So if I turn my envelope generator to the left, so -5, then you'll start here it has an obvious effect, and as I turn up the attack and the decay, you can hear it's having more of an effect. It's really just about experimenting, seeing what happens really. And it makes a difference as well where you have the actual main cutoff dial. So if you want to hear more obvious effects, probably just turn it down to about 1.2K. Okay, next up we've got the Amplitude Envelope. So this just affects your main output volume. So if we just open up the filter. So for example, if we turn up the attack, then you can hear it can fade the note in. We put that back. So if you have it all the way to the left, then the note will come in instantly. If we want the note to ring out after we let go of the key, we can turn up the release. So you can see now, after I let go, it carries on. Okay, let's turn that release back. The sustain is how long the note will hold while you're holding the key. So if I turn down the sustain, this really just sets the volume of once you hold the key. And the decay is the initial volume of where it finishes the attack time and then goes to the sustain level. So if you have the decay louder than the sustain, then you should hear the volume get quite loud and then dip. As you can see it a bit there. Let's make it a bit more obvious. And then you can just try different effects. If you really want to hear decay, turn sustain all the way down and then slowly raise the decay. Okay, and that's basically the basics of the filter and the envelopes. So on the next video we should be looking at the modulation section and how we can affect things with the LFO.